Hello, Prinny here, back with another video. Uh, Today, phone's a little loud, I can barely hear myself think. Uh, Today, Lukamar is coming out, and still a few minutes on that. This is the first character in a while that I'm probably going to be pulling all out for. I've pulled previous characters that I wanted, but if it seemed like I wasn't going to be getting them without going to hard pity, I would have given up on them. This is the first character in a while that makes sense to go to hard pity because Lukamar, if you don't know, she has the ability, like the element faction in general, they have this liberation. I don't know what they're going to call it with the global release. And Lukamar is one of the characters that can generate stacks of liberation or shackles for these element characters. Like I mentioned before in a previous video about how what was her name? I want to say it starts with an H. Hasna. Yeah, she got a new skill that when she uses her big nuke, if she has like 10 stacks of liberation, she can act again, but she only gets like 2 stacks a turn, so normally it's like not even worth mentioning. But if you have Lukamar able to give her, I don't know, I think like at 5 stars it might even be like 10 stacks, like all of a sudden she can act again like every turn as long as Lukamar is able to charge her up every turn. And from what I remember, Lukamar is like global, so this effect is global, so anyone on the element team will be improved by Lukamar. Now there is the Bard character coming later that I think he's also able to generate stacks of liberation, and he's also pretty good where he doesn't need Lukamar, but as well as I want to say Shazam, but no, it's not. It's more like, I don't want to say Shamir. Shanaz? I think it's Shanaz. That's also a character who doesn't necessarily need Lukamar, but the rest of them, like, if you want them to be most effective, you want Lukamar to support them. So if you end up skipping Lukamar, you probably want to skip a bunch of other characters as well. I did do a single multi-pool for Parsifal, and that was all I was prepared to pull for him. And I did record it, but it was a kind of a short video, so I haven't uploaded it. But at the same time, I also wanted to talk a bit about his oh, it's not going to show up. Kind of want to talk about his imprint. The imprint is, since I still got a few minutes before she shows up, his imprint is kind of interesting because it's one of the only ways to increase a character's movement outside of the move series of buffs, since the move series of buffs doesn't stack with each other, and like you might be able to, there's like a tarot that gives the move buff, and then if you have someone gives the move 2, instead of getting 3 moves, plus 3 movement, it only gets plus 2, the higher buff. Percival's, as long as your base movement is only 3, then it'll get boosted. And there's a lot of characters that, you think of as high movement characters, but their base movement is actually only 3. First, you got Inanna. She, as long as she has 1 stack of free will, her movement is increased by 2 tiles, and this will stack with other sources of the move buff. So she can give characters plus 1 move. So she'll have like her base is 3. Yeah. So she goes to 5, 6 with that buff, and then if you had her equip Percival's thing, imprint, it would go to 7. The downside for Percival's imprint is at the beginning of their turn, the characters get a debuff that reduces their attack and defense. And Percival, he loves debuffs. He gets boosted by debuffs and can convert them into buffs, and so that's nice. But there's a lot of characters that won't be able to buff themselves on their turn, to remove that debuff on their turn and still act, so then they will take the penalty. Of course, as long as you're carrying your buffs every turn, I think at 1 star it's like the imprint itself gives you like a boost to 3 or 4 to attack and defense, and so as long as you only have 1 stack of the debuff, it basically cancels out its own bonus. Whereas I don't know why I got her with this armor. I probably just switched them around. Forgot to switch it back. You got Origin Hourglass, which is a flat boost to attack and magic attack 8%, and then this imprint is like at 5 stars. I believe it's 9% for attack and defense, and then it's the sort where it's both magic attack, magic defense, physical attack, physical defense. So it may be better suited for support units who don't really depend on attacks and defense, but I wish I could see it in front of me right now. I might be able to find some other way to look at the stats, but it's only a few more minutes till Lukamar comes out. So I'll probably, depending on what he gets paired up on, I probably want to try to get at least 1 copy of Percival's imprint when you can get them from the actual imprint shop. I wouldn't mind getting a higher level, since 9% attack and defense isn't too bad, and I also believe the debuff also goes down as you go up in level, so the penalty for not curing it during your turn, like you can obviously cure it after your turn, but at that point you already did your attack, and you would have to go through the trouble of curing every turn to prevent it from stacking up. Now you might be thinking like, oh, what about Nocturnal Glow? I just had this thought too. Nocturnal Glow, when cast a skill on allies, additionally dispel 2 debuffs, so I won't Inanna be able to cure herself of those debuffs by using Call of Freedom or during the turn? No, because when it says allies, it's specifically other allies. I tested this to double check, But that and this Empress, it'll work on other allies, but not the ally who's using the debuff if they land it, using the buff or skill on themselves. Only, like, if someone else had the Empress and cast the debuff on them, would you be able to cure that, which doesn't help you if you're trying to cure yourself of that debuff during your turn. Okay. So we got a new event. Actually, probably don't have time to go through all this right now. We should go ahead and get into the summons since I went and got this started early. Oh, I forgot about this rebate banner, which is compensation if you have to go further with her. You can see that it has like a repeating threshold, so 10 it's 1, 20 it's 2, so 20 pulls you get 3 total, all the way up to 70, and then it goes back to 1. So maybe if you're lucky enough to get her at 60, maybe it'll be worth more to do another 10 pull to get 7 memory shards, or universal shards. Now, I've been trying to think, like, my typical strategy is to think about what I know about the character to decide the card. In a lot of the translations, she refers to herself as Emperor. So that one's kind of obvious. I don't really know much about her personality. She's obviously kind of like a dancer or swordsman. So I could see her as Death. I believe there's like an alternate costume that has her as like a kind of like a devil or a demon. So let's try the devil. Of course, this is kind of a superficial way to look at it. I mean, the one scene that she's in the main story is just kind of mysterious, but that has more to do with just having this nearly naked woman bathing in an oasis. I guess the main character, the fool, is the first one to see her, so maybe they have some sort of connection. Oh, cool. Got one of the new characters. Whoops. Guess I should try Emperor. Ooh. Got some more common units and rares. I believe there's like 4 total that's been added to the common and rares, and elites. I feel like I don't often pull Wheel of Fortune. Running out of ideas. Well, let's try lovers. Well, might be going close to pity at this point. Like I'm like at 50 maybe. So I mean, it's kind of mysterious, isn't it? Nope. Let's try Empress. Okay, so now we're at 70. And pity's 100, so 30 more. Let's just go with Emperor. See, I probably shouldn't have said I was willing to go to hard pity. Let's try death. Let's go ahead and double check. 6 summons for a guaranteed random legendary character. That makes sense. So might as well go to singles now. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do the last 4 pulls anyways, probably. Oh, that's why it wasn't letting me skip. Got a new 7 more summons. They got my legendary a little bit early, but I'm still going to do the remaining pulls to get the next threshold. So the Hermit. That makes sense. Hermit doesn't sound much like her. So I reset my pity. Okay. I get 66 bulls to hard pity. This is because I haven't had I hadn't gotten Percival. That was kind of a spoiler, but I haven't decided if I'm even going to upload that video. Okay, Temperance doesn't sound like her, but maybe it's one of those fake outs. She dances around naked, but she's actually a virgin. The very last one. Ah. Dantalion is the character that I had and haven't gotten to 5-star yet. Where are we at? 36. Well, let's just go ahead and do a quick 30. I didn't say anything, but I felt a little bit weird about that one. I don't know why. It's just like something about it made me think that there was going to be a legendary. That's why it was quiet. Okay, got Lukamar. That's a good thing. A double legendary? No wonder I felt something weird was going on. Double Lukamar. Well, that's a nice compensation. I'll share that with my guild. Oh, and you see where I got a screenshot. Well, that's really nice. It makes me feel a lot better about the how things went. Not only did I get 2 Lukamars, but I was able to stop at the next threshold, 140. So if I was in addition to getting Dantalion and Iggy, which I mean isn't a great thing since I wasn't planning on 5-starring them in the first place, but at least they should be 2-star now. Got the right amount of shards, so I guess Deluxe is a little bit different, but my lucky streak has been going fairly good, because this is a character that I was planning on taking to 5 stars anyways, and now I'm a little bit closer there. Oh well, if you guys are planning on pulling for her, I wish you luck. Similar luck to mine, if not better. But thank you for watching this video, and have a great day.